All right. So, hopping right into it, summer of 2023. The kickoff date is June 12th, meaning that the summer season will officially begin next Monday. Registration's going to close on Saturday. So if you still have like a few teams to register, or you know somebody else who's going to come and register a team, make sure they do it by this Saturday. If you have trouble with registration, or you have any other like questions, of course you're free to submit a ticket or DM, or we prefer a ticket because that's easier for all of the staff to see. But if it comes down to it and you got to DM us right now, it's not the end of the world. We don't have many people DMing us during the summer season. The big things, the two big things to bring up. First off, summer season is 4 weeks of Swiss play. So normal, and then 2 weeks of playoffs. Normally, it's 7 weeks of play followed by 3 weeks of playoffs. This season is going to be 4 weeks of play followed by 2 weeks of playoffs for a total of potentially 6 weeks to play. And the top 4 teams for each game will receive a playoff berth. On top of that, on top of the timeline, we will be doing the Swiss style as opposed to our regular divisional model. We know that a lot of people come to VHEL because they like that divisional model and they really appreciate us. But frankly, with the way summer numbers are, we don't have enough teams to do a divisional model, and it also makes it easier for people to track the results over this shorter season. So of course, that means, if you're not familiar with Swiss, that just means, if you win your game week 1, week 2, you will play another team that also won their game. And if you have a win and a loss, you will be matched up against a team with a win or a loss, or the closest possible record. So, that's all based on, do we get even numbers of teams registering. The top 4 teams for each game will receive a playoff berth. Of course, we will also do seeding based on those Swiss results. No surprise there. Game time is at 4:30 Pacific. We want to note that there is no Eastern time for these games. All games will be firing at 4:30 Pacific, and that's important for all the games, especially the BRs, because those BRs you can't. There's no wiggle room for any kind of reschedule requests. A quick note for the BRs. Obviously, there's no need for like a Swiss model there. Fortnite and Apex will run like they always have. We'll open up a lobby. We'll give you the code. Your teams get in, and we drop. We do want to make a quick note though that Apex registration numbers have been low, and at the moment there aren't enough to do proper drops. If that's the case and we don't get more teams registered before the deadline, we're going to switch over to a 3v3 arena style. That way those players still get the chance to play. And I guess I mentioned this earlier, but Fortnite, I know last season was the first time we've properly divisioned out our Fortnite lobbies. We had we had Invitational and Delta based on skill level. There will only be one single drop. We will not be splitting up players based on skill level. It'll just be one big drop with every Fortnite team that registered. And this will be familiar to you if you've played with us before, but I'll go over this very briefly. For playoffs for the BRs, every team will qualify for playoffs. However, once teams enter playoffs, their scores will be wiped away, and they will receive a allotted advanced placement points based on how well they did in the regular season. So for example, if your Fortnite squad was like the top squad during the 4 weeks of play, and they were, getting the most kills, getting the best placement, they will start the playoff weeks with 22 points in the bank, and that's it. And then of course the second place, 18, so on and so forth. You can see the breakdown right here. If you want the whole description of what I was just talking about, you can read it right there.
It's also in the rule books, of course.
Next, we also want to do a quick thing. This is not this is not strictly for VHEL players, but this is actually for the coaches, the adults that are here for this meeting. We talked about this during the regular
and the graduates
and the graduates as well. Yes, any of those graduates who are looking for a place to play and can no longer participate in VHEL. Boomer Esports League is a project that we've been developing for a few months at this point. It is catered towards 18 plus players. You know, that's the adults and coaches and the graduates in here. The aim is to give those players a place where they can still compete. It is definitely more recreational and casual as opposed to, you know, a very strict tournament. But our inaugural season will start next week. So if you have, you know, maybe a group of former students who just graduated, or you've got like buds that you get on with every night to play games, we'd love to have you. For this inaugural season, we'll be doing Overwatch 2, and we will be doing Valorant. So if you've got like a team, or maybe you're just like, oh, this is interesting, but I don't have a squad, let us know. We'll give you an invite to the server, and we have a channel where you can like go in, talk with people, try to get a group together, and play some games. So with all that said, and wow, I beat my my time by a lot, only 12 minutes. Awesome. I'm gonna open up the floor to question and answer. I can see people have been asking questions in chat. That's great. If you have questions, if you want to either type them in chat or you want to unmute and throw your questions at us, feel free. We'll be hanging out for a little bit to answer them.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, I was just wondering, so it sounds like we don't have enough registered for the summer league for Overwatch 2 for like an open division.
Yeah, it's
we have actually Overwatch is our largest registered team or registered game right now. We have about 8 or 9 teams for the summer.
Okay. All right, and there's no open division. It's just the Swiss style.
Yeah, which is pretty standard for like I'm sure you, because you're at a high school, so I'm sure you've heard of like HSEL or Play Versus. That's the same style they use.
Thank you. That was all.
Sure.
And so just to confirm, kind of staying on Overwatch, and I guess this goes for Valorant too. So for regular season games and then 2 playoff games, so the teams don't make the playoffs. It's not. Is there like a consolation bracket, or they're just done?
At that point, they are just that'll be the end of the line for them.
Well, for anybody here, I know at least one of my team's not going to make the playoffs. If anybody wants to do some, I'm just being honest. But if anybody in here wants to do some scrimmages for the last 2 weeks, just to give our teams a full 6 weeks, please let me know. We'll be definitely looking for scrimmages.
Well, we can probably go ahead and just schedule some activity for you guys still to continue playing, though you may end up facing people you've already played before.
Yeah, because one of our teams is a developmental team where the kids are all playing for the first time.
Yeah, we can definitely put something together for you guys. We can just, I mean, it's nothing more than, you know, a spreadsheet and some names.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I really appreciate it. My other 2 teams, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully they'll be able to make it, but I know for sure one of them they'll be yeah.
Sweet.
The variety of skill actually for our summer Overwatch League, just from the teams that I recognize here, is pretty it's pretty wide. I mean, we have a couple teams that, like, you know, Pearland has come in, and Pearland, I know Locomotives is here, so he can probably speak on their behalf, but Pearland was, I believe, the 2nd place team last season in the open division.
You mean Cornelius?
Locomotives?
Do you mean Cornelius?
Sorry, Cornelius, not Pearland, excuse me.
Pearland's new.
Yeah, sorry, yes.
I believe
you guys. You guys were 2nd, right?
We finished 4th,
Oh,
got into
4th.
playoffs, and we got out in semis.
Okay, so you were top 4, right? So
we were top 4, 3, yeah, whatever.
But also, I think you guys either get 2nd or 3rd in our Ragnarok event as well. So definitely a couple really competitive teams for sure. But we also have a lot of lower skill level teams. And just to point to the importance of why we're doing Swiss here is that it solves a bit of this problem. If if we have the first week's going to be tough because it's going to be random matchups, but by week 2 or even week 3 you're only going to be facing other teams with the same record. So your team takes a couple really tough losses, they're going to be playing another team that looks the same as that. So it really solves kind of that skill disparity issue.
Awesome, thanks. And then while everybody's on here, we're running 3 Overwatch teams, so we're definitely going to have some about half an hour flexibility with some of our teams because we can only run 2 at a time. So, depending on who we're playing, I might be contacting you to start at either 4 or 5 for a couple of teams.
Okay, we have quite a few teams actually for Overwatch. Cornelius alone looks like they have 4. You're going to be busy, Locomotives.
You got 4?
Yeah, they have 4.
3.
You have 3. Yeah, and Beach City's got 3, and then Centennial's coming in with 1. Yeah, most everybody else just has 1.
Yes, I have 4. 4 at 4 very different levels
Wow.
of the game too. So it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be busy, is what it's gonna be.
It's already busy, so
Yeah,
that's okay. We thrive in chaos. That's what we do.
there you go. Yeah, again, this is our pilot season for summer, of course. So, I think that is a big part of it. Also, we have been traditionally a relatively scholastic-centered league, and we really broke into the LAN center network probably just in the last year. But the LAN centers are the ones that continue to operate heavily during the summer. Only a few high schools really continue going. So,
Do you mind going over the how Smash Brothers works? This is our first time doing Smash.
Yeah, for sure. So Smash will also be on a Swiss style of play. So week 1, we're gonna we'll pair the Smash players up against each other. They will play a best of 5. There is a stage striking process of map bans in any other game. If you want to check out the rules more specifically, I would hit up either the rulebook or our Smash rules channel if you want to see. We actually have an infographic in there that breaks down how that stage striking process works, but it's going to be a best of 5.
Awesome, thanks.
All right. Any other questions? Hit me with them.
So just for clarification, if for some reason the GUI owner has not registered the kids yet, that's just the registration on the website, including the coach information and all of that. And once I submit those, they'll be good to go.
Yep, absolutely. Once we have info on the team, we have their usernames or IGNs, whatever. They'll be good to go. We'll slot them in, and then on Sunday night, you should see the match channels start to populate. You'll see a match channel, GUI versus whoever we're matching you up against. If you are not seeing that, or there's some issues with registration and it's going to come later, feel free to submit a ticket, or submitting a ticket is best, and just say, hey, registration's coming, FYI, here's what you should expect. And that way, even if we don't see the registration, we'll at least slot your teams in because we know they're coming.
Okay, sounds good. And then post-match score reporting is done here in the Discord. I see that there's a score reporting thing, but there's no link.
Yep. So on week 1, we'll have forms up for each title. It'll say Overwatch, Valorant, Smash Bros, whatever, and there will be a Google form, and you'll just fill out my team played against this team. Here was the final score, and that way we can update scores.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no problem.
Is there any plans for any tournaments or anything in August that you guys have doing?
Beginning of August, no. I guess preseason will probably start the last, and maybe Chris wants to hop in on this one. I think the last week of August, preseason for the fall will begin. So there'll be opportunity to play games then. And then of course the regular season will start middle-ish, end-ish of September. So yeah, through most of August there won't be anything in particular.
Yeah, our August is actually a dark month. In September will be our preseason. We'll kick off. I believe I want to say the 10th or the 12th, somewhere right around there is the first week of preseason.
Oh.
We have, if you go to the announcements channel, I think 2 weeks ago I sent out the fall flyer, which I'm happy to send to you as well. Shoot me a DM and I'll shoot over a ticket. and I'll send you the fall flyer that has, the whole calendar laid out on it and all the good stuff that you would need to plan for that. But if there are folks clamoring for stuff to do, it really isn't a lot of work for us to, if we're not using the website and we're not doing any official league operations stuff, it's not tough for us to just throw a spreadsheet together, put some people on a team, or put some people into a little grouping and set up a schedule. I mean, it's not tough at all if it's something that's only for a few weeks. So as we kind of get into spring or summer season here, that might be a good question for us to ask of everybody once folks start activating a little bit in the next week. And if people want, I'm happy to just throw together, Team A play Team B this week, and then next week Team A play Team C this week.
Well, I know at least 2 of my teams will be up for that, so count us in.
There you go.
Same here.
Sweet.
And I'm sure Cornelius as well. They're always looking for something to do, I think.
Factual. Actually factual.
Is there a way that you guys can check registration to see if GUI has signed up any teams?
I can do that right now.
Yeah, I can knock it out tonight if
GUI.
not.
I do not see anything from GUI at the moment. Wait. Not game on. GUI. Nope. Nothing yet.
All right, I will be submitting 2 Fortnite duos and an Apex team tonight.
Yeah, and just a heads up, because we've seen there's been a few errors, and maybe this is only on the Boomer League side, our adult league that we have. I think I've seen some errors too on the VHEL side. If anything that you don't want to enter is requiring you to enter information, just put none, N-O-N-E. You may not be able to use the slash for NA, so just write N-O-N-E.
All right, will do. Thank you.
Yep.
Just wanted to remind folks that also before the season starts, make sure to read all the rule books. 'Cause I think we had some small changes sort of everywhere. Just cleaning stuff up, making small rule adjustments, especially for Overwatch. I updated the Summer League one today with new map pool and 1 extra rule. So just check everything out.
And those are in what channel specifically? Just so I can make sure I have them still in my.
Those will be in the on the website in the rules category.
Cool.
I do need to update the channel as well with the map pool. Thank you for reminding me.
No problem.
Yeah, there were some changes too about communication in all of them and what the expectation is. So I mean, mostly just minor stuff. It's really Overwatch to Bygone's point here, or Golem's point here. That's the one that got some big changes, and I think it will go through another big one before the fall because of the new game mode, right, Taz?
Sorry, could you repeat that one more time?
Well, the new game mode that'll come out, right? You said season
yes.
6?
Season 6. There's gonna be a new game mode. I don't think that will affect the season, but starting next season.
For the fall, for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Fun. All right. Any other questions people want to throw at us? And of course, if you're like, I don't have a question right now, but I think I'll think of something later, you're always free to submit a ticket, and we can answer you pretty promptly there as well.
How long does it take you to do your hair in the morning?
No time. I wear a hat every day.
Why?
So I don't have to take time to do my hair.
That's the most fun part, honestly.
It takes me a whole 30 seconds.
Yeah, agree to disagree on this one.
I have such a hair care routine. To have such short hair, it's terrible.
Animated, if you want to ask some more general questions, since it sounds like you're kind of brand new to the VHEL, everyone else here has been through the rigmarole with us already. If you want to, feel free to, I'm happy to hang back and chit chat for a little bit about questions you may have, curiosity, whatever.
I'll probably be going through the rules here pretty soon, and I'm trying to figure out if the kids that we have signed up for Fortnite duos even have specific teams they want, or if I'm just randomly signing them up as 2 different people. So I will probably be submitting a ticket if I have any further questions, or I will be reaching out to staff.
Perfect. And for what it's worth as well, the good thing about the BR games, Fortnite and Apex, but maybe not Apex, depending, is that you can really, if you have a Fortnite group that comes in next week and wants to join and play late, that's still totally feasible because it's a BR. And we're not gonna fill 100-player lobby in the summer. In the fall and the spring, we have somewhere around, I don't know, Ben, what was the number? 240, I think, total duos or something?
Something like that, yeah.
120 duos.
No, yeah, 240 players, yeah.
Yeah, so we were able to fill both of the lobbies pretty regularly. Summer's always going to be a little lighter.
All right, that's that's pretty good to know. Is there any name requirements for the teams? Does it have to be like GUI Esports 1 or something like that?
whatever name you submit, we will attach GUI to it, so it won't really matter. So if you wanted to name them, the Lions, then on the website they're going to be displayed as GUI Lions.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we'll be working on updating the. We have an organizations page where everybody who's in the organization is listed with the facility's name or the school's name, the coach's name, the coach's contact info, and then just player in-game names. Nothing else about the player is available on there. That will get updated as well.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. If there's no other questions, like I said, feel free to submit questions to the ticket bot, and we can get back to you pretty quick. Otherwise, I'm going to adjourn this meeting. Appreciate y'all for being here. Looking forward to summer season next week, and yeah, thank you all, and have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Everyone.
Of course. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Good stuff.
Nice
All
and
right.
easy.
Yeah, nice
And I was
and
able to-
easy.
I was able to edit the game rules channel as well.